What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
We learned this week that Netflix will not be picking us up for another season. Although our hearts are saddened, we move on with such pride for what we accomplished as a team and the family we built while creating Julie. We hope you will continue to follow us as we move forward with our work and careers. This is what executive producer Kenny Ortega said in December of 2021 when Netflix decided to cancel Julie and the Phantoms. Mr. Ortega, the man behind the movies like High School Musical, Descendants, and Hocus Pocus, has said that nothing is definitive yet. Even though Julie and the Phantoms was popular with both young and adult audiences, Netflix isn't going to film a second season. Producer Sean Williamson even told Cinema Blend that he expects the second season to be better than the first one. This was soon after the show aired, and judging by its popularity, we shared Williamson's opinion. But then, crickets. The Netflix show earned not one, not two, but 3 Primetime Emmy Awards for the first season. Its songs are the most watched videos on Netflix's YouTube channel, and the fans even started a hashtag, Save Julie and the Phantoms, on Instagram. These Fantasmas decided to bombard Netflix's Instagram page with comments asking when they're going to release the second season of Julie and the Phantoms, but still nothing.
Everyone's been waiting for me to snap. I can't do this anymore. I'm so sorry, Mom.
Even with all this, Netflix didn't change their decision to make another season, despite the first season ending on a major cliffhanger. In fact, this cliffhanger is the reason fans are so mad that Netflix didn't pick up the show for a second season. There was even an online petition signed by 223,964 people so far. They even started a GoFundMe campaign to pay for billboards pressuring Netflix to give Julie and Phantoms a second season. And by the looks of it, they are all looking for a new season of Julie and the Phantoms. If we're honest, we don't know why Netflix canceled the show. It was topping the charts in the first 30 days after its release date as a popular show on Netflix. During an interview with Deadline, Kenny Ortega was asked whether or not Julie and the Phantoms was going to smash that like button, just like you should do if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, he was asked whether or not the show will be picked up by some other network. At this particular time, no, replied Ortega. I'm grateful to Netflix for greenlighting the project and for letting Dan, Dave, and I have this time. I feel it's some of the best work I've done for kids and families and young adult entertainment. I'm proud of it, and if it never happens again and doesn't have an afterlife, I'm grateful that it exists. I hope it exists forever so others can find it and watch it over the years. However, he did say that anything is possible in the same interview, and he even added that they could tour the country with the stars of the show in the future, sort of like a music band. Maybe they could even turn the second season of the show into a movie. Anything is possible, but for the time being, it is still unclear what will happen to Julie and the Phantoms. The stars of the show, Madison Reyes, Charlie Gillespie, Owner Joyner, and Jeremy Shatta all share a post on Instagram telling their fans that Julie and the Phantoms will not be returning to Netflix for season 2. They even thanked Netflix for greenlighting their first season. Speaking of which, if the show hasn't been canceled, we know that the main cast would have returned for season 2. This includes Madison in the role of Julie, and the 3 Phantoms would have been back as well. Owen Patrick Joyner would have been returning as Alex, Charlie would have taken on the role of Luke, and Jeremy would have reprised his role as Reggie. Maybe we would have even seen them booking their first paid gigs outside of high school. Along with the main cast, characters like Willie, played by Boo Boo Stewart, Carrie, portrayed by Savannah Mae, Flynn, played by Jada Marie, and Caleb, played by Cheyenne Jackson, would have returned for season 2. So, if the show was greenlit for a second season by Netflix and we got an additional 9 episodes, what could we have expected from Julie and her band of phantoms? According to Dan Cross and David Hoge, the executive producers of the show, if we are lucky enough to get a second season, the Ghosts would have had a lot going on. They've always wanted to get their music out there for the world to hear. Like Luke always says, they want that connection with their audience. A #1 album, song at the top of the charts, whatever it takes to be remembered for their music. But as you saw at the very end, there are still plenty of obstacles to get in their way, and now it seems there's an obstacle in the inner circle.
She's legit. With a new lead singer, this band would be legendary. So you want to join the band?
Season 1 ended on a pretty major cliffhanger, and we all thought that becoming the opening act for Panic at the Orpheum's disco, but that didn't happen. Caleb captured the Phantoms and made them perform in his Hollywood Ghost Club. Julie had to open for Panic all alone at first. Then, as the Phantoms escaped from Caleb's prison, they started appearing on the stage one by one. Eventually, they all came back and were absolutely killed at the Orpheum. As each of them stopped playing, they started vanishing from the stage. Julie thought that they had moved through the light, but for some reason they didn't. Guess this wasn't the unfinished business they were tasked to complete. In order to save themselves, Julie suggested they join Caleb's band, but the Phantoms didn't even want to consider playing without her as the lead singer. Then, Julie hugs Luke and he begins to feel the strength returning to him. Caleb's curse was finally broken. The day after, Nick comes to Julie's house. Just as he's about to knock on her front door, Caleb smashes that subscribe button just like you should do if you haven't done already. But no, seriously, now Caleb appears right behind him and possesses him. Julie opens the door and hugs Nick, but in reality, she is hugging Caleb. If Season 2 is ever resumed by Netflix for some other production company, they would definitely need to talk about the unfinished business the Phantoms have. They clearly have big aspirations, so in the following episodes, they could end up seeing them coming up with their first single and even going on tour together. We also know what's gonna happen with Nick since he became possessed in the last episode of Season 1. We know he'll do something evil, but what exactly will remain a mystery until the show resumes. And last, and certainly not least, they will have to talk about Julie and the love triangle she got herself into. We want to know whether she's gonna choose Luke or Nick in Season 2, but that ship has long sailed. Luckily, during the promo tour for the show, Madison Reyes talked to entertainment magazines and revealed that she likes Julie and Luke more. The reason is simple. Their relationship is unique and is based on spiritual and emotional connection. In most romantic teenage shows, you have a guy and a girl lock eyes and fall in love right there and then. But with Julie and Luke, there was a lot of struggle and challenge. They were friends first and got to know each other before thinking about taking their relationship to the next level. Also, let's not forget we're talking about a real-life girl falling in love with a ghost. She and Luke know they are in a difficult position. However, they can push aside all the naysayers and focus on what they want to do. In the interview, Julie also revealed she likes their relationship because it teaches young high school students that it's okay to take things slow, to wait a while, and to get to know the person first before getting physical with them. Speaking of getting physical, when she was talking about her thoughts on Julie and Luke kissing, she said, "No, I don't really think so. That's what I like about their relationship. It's a deep connection. I think we should show that you don't need to just fall for any guy that you like. You can take your time. We still don't know if they're gonna stay here or how much longer they still have on Earth. We'll see you in the next video."